Hello all you beautiful people out there, what is going on? This is your friend Britik coming at you fast with another Britik build, and today we are going to be looking at Chimera, the crazy clown. Yeah, I love this fucking skin, dude. So many people are like, what? How do you get that skin? But legacy veterans will remember how to get that skin, or how you used to be able to get that skin. Obviously it looks like a Halloween skin because it is, but it's not the point of this fucking video. We're going to be looking at his deck. His big, fat deck. Okay? So this deck is pretty awesome, right? It's actually a very tanky Chimera deck, which goes in a bit of an opposite direction from what people would expect from a Chimera deck, interestingly enough. And there is a method to my madness here, and this deck has been kicking some ass for me lately. I'm not even going to lie. This deck has been ridiculously stupidly good for some fucking reason, and it might not make sense at first, but it will after I explain a little bit. So there will be gameplay assisting this at the end of the video, and there will also be more gameplay tomorrow when I look at pros and cons for Chimera in tomorrow's video, so look out for that. But ass, we're gonna be looking at this deck. So you're gonna have the Archmagus Prime card for some more damage, not Centurion. It's not going to be a completely tanky deck, but it will be a good mix. So, it's going to be a bruiser type deck. This is what I like to call it, like a hybrid deck. Going to have damage for the Prime card, because who doesn't like more damage? Khaimera does a good amount of burst damage with his ultimate. You know, always nice to finish off weak enemies, or to root enemies for a second, to let your teammates catch up and deal some damage, and it's just really, really nice. I have a health pote, a few strike tokens, a healer token, which is nice as well. And we have a few cards in here we can add in some more healer tokens. It's no big deal. You can add another healer token, you can add a strike token, or a Madstone gem, for example. If you have like two, I like doing this with Fury heroes. If you have two unspent points, instead of spending it on two strike tokens, you could spend it on one Madstone gem and just not upgrade it, and it'll be like the same thing, but for one less card slot. So you can do stuff like that. But Madstone gem would just be another consumable in this case. So we're going to start off with a dummy ward. I have Brawler's Ward as my dummy ward, and then you're going to place that back, and you're going to get a Guardian Scythe, right? You want to have a Scythe with Chimera because you're going to slot into his E, or his Circle, I believe, which is his regeneration ability. For every hit, you get a stack of regeneration, which is really, really nice. So you're going to want to get this, for starters, just to clear waves quicker. You don't need a Siphon because he already has plenty of health regeneration, so it's going to help you get through the jungle pretty quick. And then you're going to not even upgrade at all. You don't really have to worry about the full upgrade bonus on this. You're going to go straight for a ward, because wards win games. You want to be warding River Camp. You want to be warding the flank routes for your safe lane if you're on safe side of the jungle, or dewarding stuff on off lane side of the jungle. Whatever you want to do. And you're going to upgrade this with 3 minor casts to give you some damage early on and some health passively early on. Okay, so we're going to be focusing a lot of power and a lot of health, and way more health and power, though, in the early game. Okay? So after the Guardian's Ward, we're going to have 2 Adamant Edges, which are both 6-point cards. Now, you see they are both filled to the brim with health, okay? This depends on what you want to do. So, if you have only 3 points when you back, spend it on this Adamant Edge, and then fill it out. Okay, this would be the 3rd item you build. Then go on, if you only have 3 points, spend it on this Adamant Edge, fill it out. If you have 6 points, or if you have, I don't know, let's say 5 points and a health token that you could throw away to make 6 points, or 4 points and a healer token that you just have in there for now to throw away to get a 6-point card, you're going to get Mad Spore Sash. So this is where it switches up a little bit. You're either going to go into these 2 Adamant Edges back to back, or you're going to go into the Mad Spore Sash first and then go Adamant Edge. Either way, you're going to end up building these 3 cards in some order or another. It's up to you. But if I have 6 points, I tend to go to Mad Spore Sash first. Okay, Mad Spore Sash is a great card with a Radiate passive, deals 12 plus 1.5 times player level ability damage per second to nearby enemies, which is a really good deal. It's a really good deal. If you're level 10, this will do 27 damage per second on top of all of your basic attacks and everything. If you're level, you should be about level maybe 7 or 8. By the time, let's just say 8, because it makes the math easy, that's going to be 24, I believe. Yes, 8 times 1.5 is 12, plus 12, that's 24. So 24 damage per tick, really, really nice to have because you're going to be next to them all the time as Chimera. This also going to give you some health regen, It's also going to give you some basic armor, and you're going to slot into this armor, but a little bit later, okay? I'm just showing you guys Mad Spore's Sash. So, again, out to this Guardian's Ward, you have these two Adamant Edges, and you have this Mad Spore Sash. Do not fully maximize it all the way yet, though. Just build the Mad Spore Sash component of it, the 6-point part of it, and that's it. And so you have those 3 cards as your next cards. You can build them in whatever order you want, depending on the situation. But this is going to give you a lot of good passive health. It's also going to give you that full upgrade bonus of power, and same here. So you're going to get enough power. The thing with Chimera is that he does not scale that well with power. Okay, if you try to go straight into damage, it's really going to scale by very small increments once you get to a certain point. So it's more beneficial to go by health, because you are going to be the center of attention. You're going to be jumping into the middle of a fight. You don't have an escape. You're really an all-or-nothing kind of hero as Chimera, and you have to be very, very aggressive. So having this extra health will give you the confidence and the sustainability to keep being aggressive if you want. Now, before we move on, I also want to point out one more early game card that I have in this deck. It's called Armivore. Now, you can build this card whenever you want. I actually tend to build it as soon as possible. I try to build it after I finish completing my Guardian's Ward. If I need more health, then I start going to the Adamant Edges right away. But if I'm doing well on my farm, then I can use this for more effective farming. The reason this one is nice on Chimera is because on hit with basic attack, you restore 6 mana, which is nice because you can use his Q or his square to power up his attack speed. And by the time you finish swinging those 5 swings, your mana is pretty much back to where it started after you use that ability. So it helps you farm the jungle very quickly as Chimera without losing any mana, so you can always be ready to go into mid lane and gank or go in river buff and contested without worrying about running out of mana, because you do need a good amount of mana with Chimera. You need to be leaping constantly, you need to be ulting, you need to be swinging constantly, so you don't want to be running out of mana. So that's why I have that card in there. Again, I have it to the side kind of because you can put this card in at any time you see fit, but I would recommend putting it in early game because it helps the early game farm. It helps you do it quick. Okay, so after we've built our Guardian, we still have our Guardian Scythe, by the way, which at this point you can decide what you want to do, whether you want to throw it away or keep it still, but we have our Guardian Scythe, Guardian's Ward, Adamant Edge, Mad Spore, Sash, and this Armivore card. Let's just say that for now. So that's going to give us our 6 cards now. We're going to have all 6 cards there. So now we're going to be tanky. So our 2 9-point cards that we're going to keep for the rest of the deck, the 1 6-point card that we're going to have is Guardian's Ward throughout the entire game. The other 2 9-point cards that we're going to have is this Adamant Edge with 2-point health across the board. Again, I'm a sucker for health, and it's going to give you that upgrade bonus of power, which is nice on Chimera, of course. We're going to have Snakevine Mesh for your ability armor. Just going to have a lot of ability armor. We're going to be tanky. This is also going to give you some more passive damage, which is nice. And then you can choose to either discard your Guardian Scythe. So since you have 6 points already, you're probably going to be discarding these Adamant Edges for the better Adamant Edges, this Guardian Scythe for the Snakevine Mesh or whatever. Once you get to a point where you can discard this 6-point Adamant Edge that you haven't yet, your second one, you can discard that once you have 2 points to get an 8-point Thermal Bond. You guys know I love Thermal Bond. Thermal Bond is probably one of the best cards in the game if you're trying to be, tanky. And if you're not a Corruption hero who can't use Blood-Soaked Armor, because that's also a great tank card, then Thermal Bond is really nice to use. Heal for 12% of your max health over 4 seconds after being hit by a stun, root, or knockup. This effect can stack. So I think in the past I accidentally said that it's 12% each second for 4 seconds. That's not correct. That would equal 48%, and that would be ridiculous. You would heal half of your health every time. That's absolutely ridiculous. You only heal for 12% over the span of 4 seconds, so you heal 3% every second. I think I've said that in the past. It might have confused some people. I want to repeat that again. You get 12% over 4 seconds, so you get 3% every second after being hit by a stun, root, or knockup, but it can stack. So if you get hit by a Sevarog root, a Bellica knockup, and a Phase root, the energy beams, then that'll equal 36% in total. So you'll get 36% over the span of however many seconds that you were hit, right? So that's just to put it in clarification. It's really nice to add on to Chimera's regeneration. It's nice to have this health regeneration because Chimera, he thrives off of that health regen that he has when he consistently keeps hitting his targets, and if he's stunned or interrupted, that health regen is going to go away. So in the meantime, to try and bounce back after being knocked up, no pun intended, you will have some health regeneration to kind of keep you going in the fight until you're able to build back your own regeneration again. And that's only possible because you have so much goddamn health in this deck. You know, if you have, the more health you have, the more percentage you'll get back, the tankier you're going to be. So that's why I have a shit ton of health on this Chimera deck. And I also have a 4-point beta health in there just to make it 12 points. This is going to be one of your 3 12-point cards. Mad Sport Sash is going to be your second 12-point card. You're going to have this as your basic armor. I almost said physical armor. Legacy throwback. Basic armor. And I wasn't too clear about this because there's no upgrade bonus for Mad Sport Sash, so you don't really need to rush the upgrade on this. But if you notice that the enemy carry is really starting to nail it into you guys, and you're starting to focus him a lot in fights, which you should really always do anyway, but let's say, you know, you need to prioritize the carry, you can stack this armor earlier, let's say, before you get Thermo Bond, you know, just to make sure that you have some more resistance up front, which is really nice. And then your last 3-point card is going to be an Adamant Edge, with some more health, and with 2 major casts so you can maximize your damage as much as you really need to with Chimera later on in the game, so you can hang with the rest of the enemies. And of course, again, like I said, the prime card is Archmagus, which is going to give you some more damage, which is really nice. So in the end, you're going to have this Guardian's Ward, this Adamant Edge, this 9.1, this 9-point Snakevine Mesh, this 12-point Thermal Bond, this 12-point Mad Sport Sash, and this 12-point Adamant Edge, equaling 60 points. You're going to have a bunch of health. It's going to be freaking lit. You're going to be a beast mode beast. And yeah, let me show you guys a sick little clip that I got as Chimera, showing off just how freaking tanky he can be with this deck. So I'll get into the gameplay a bit more in my pros and cons video on how to actually play as Chimera and how to counter Chimera. But in this case, in this example, you're going to see me run into jungle, not notice that there's wards literally right at my feet. I don't even notice the one behind me, but I notice the one in front of me, so I try to go toward it, I think. And I get jumped by the enemy team. So I get hit by the Sevarog, I get rooted, I get hit by the Tenrukin, by the Phase rather, by Sparrow. I'm getting destroyed, but hey, here comes my team, and I just don't stop swinging. Even after I get hit with the blind from Phase, I just don't stop swinging. I keep going. I use my leap ability as much as I can. My health regen is at 91 right now on the bottom right there, and I just keep on swinging, keep getting my health back. I finally die to this Sparrow, but not after dealing a shit ton of damage and letting my teammates clean that up. So let me go ahead and rewind that again just to show you guys everything that happened. So again, I got hit by Sevarog, took out a lot of my health, but notice the health regeneration down here, okay? I'm going to use my ult, get 3 stacks of my regeneration, keep swinging. As soon as your leap is available, always use your leap to get 3 extra stacks of health regeneration as you go. I think I actually get 5 stacks from my ultimate. That's why I got my health regen up so quick. But I get my health regen up and I don't stop fighting. My teammates come over there to help me. The enemy Sparrow backed up. She couldn't hang because she got nervous. That's the thing with Chimera, like I'm going to explain even more so in my pros and cons video about him, that he needs to have his teammates around him because he is an excellent distraction. People are going to think that they can kill him, but his health regen is going to keep him alive, and he's going to bait with his own health, meaning people are going to jump on him thinking he's going to be weak, but his health regen helps him out. I get a nice little Honor of the Pure right there from my teammate, and by the time Sparrow finishes me off, Kwong ends up being able to kill her with his ultimate. So that's how you do it with Chimera. That's my tanky build, turning it around even when I get ganked. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys are enjoying the longer videos, please let me know. I do like adding these little gameplay snippets at the end to kind of show off the deck a little bit. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure I'll have a wonderful day. Peace.